Happy holidays, everyone. Just a quick heads up before we get into the airing of Grievances with Jen Mann. This episode includes a discussion about Santa and his elves that may give away some secrets about your kiddo's presents. So keep those headphones on so no one gets on the naughty list this year. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the Mom and podcast. We're your hosts, Suzanne Kearns
and Missy Stevens. We want to help you through everything that happens in the ellipses, from your professional life to your emotional health.
You're a mom and so much more. Let's figure out what comes next together. Welcome to the Mom and podcast. I'm Suzanne Kearns, Mom and writer, sex ed and LGBTQ advocate, and today I am neck deep in banana bread loaves for teachers. There are now 14 teachers. Which is, people wonder why I have a freezer full of bananas. It's because I hoard them all year for this day.
I mean, you're so good to actually bake for them.
Yeah. Like, Panera probably sells that, right?
I know. And they would probably be better.
Like, you can just go to the wholesale club and buy like 80 of them at once.
Yeah. I just feel like it's my heart. I'm giving them my appreciation.
You really are. You're so sweet.
Probably a little bit of dog fur. I don't know.
I was just going to say that. Like, that is, like, now that we got a dog, and I had to make cookies yesterday for this thing, and I found a hair in the cookies.
Did
I was
you?
Like, no. And I didn't, but they were already cooked, and so I just took the cookie out that the hair was resting on, and then I just, and I was like, oh God, I'm that person now. I'm like my worst nightmare.
Oh,
So
well, the
don't
kids
eat
are
cookies from my house.
The kids are delivering them, so who knows what's going to happen to these things by
they might get nice and
today.
Squished on the way to lunch. Yeah,
or you'll find them at the end of the school year in their lockers.
Oh, I hope. That's why I said these need to be delivered because we have gift cards taped to the top of them. I was like, so don't leave these on the bus. So we will see. I'm a little nervous.
We had the same little chat at our house. I'm like, these gift cards have to go to the teachers.
Yes.
Well, I'm Missy Stevens, mom and writer, foster care advocate, and this week, swim and dive team breakfast maker organizer feeder. We feed them 9 times over winter break while they train. So I just got back actually from handing out, I don't know, 7
banana bread.
It was sausage biscuits this morning.
Ooh.
So another woman and I, we made sausage biscuits at our home, individually wrapped them and then took them. It's a labor of love. Talk about a labor of love.
Yes, that's it. You probably could have bought those at the McDonald's on the way.
Totally.
But yes.
Totally. And some days we do buy things and some days other parents make things, but it's just a lot of coordination. But as for our guest, we're really excited to welcome back Jen Mann. This is her 3rd time on the show. She was our very first guest ever in episode 4. And then she was back last year around this time for episode 53, where we talked about her book, Midlife Bites, which I know I have behind me, but you can't see it. And Suzanne has behind her.
Jen has many copies if you would like.
Yeah, and it has all the copies there. And we're going to keep this up every year, have you on around this time. And she's going to kick off the new year with us again. And for those who need a refresher, Jen Mann is best known for her wildly popular blog, People I Want to Punch in the Throat. And she's the author of the New York Times bestseller, People I Want to Punch in the Throat. She is also the editor of the New York Times bestselling I Just Want to Pee Alone series. And of course, as we discussed in episode 53, the author of Midlife Bites. Is anyone else falling apart, or is it just me? She lives in Kansas with her husband and 2 children. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm so honored. This is really cool. I was telling my husband this morning that I had this podcast, and he's like, "Oh, what are you promoting? Like, what do you have?" And I was like, "Nothing." I'm like, "I've been their first guest, and then last year I just happened to be again because of the book. My book came out in January." And I said, "And so they thought we can continue the tradition." Yeah. So he's like, "What are you going to talk about?" And I'm like, "Oh God, it's not hard with the 3 of us. We'll figure it out."
I know.
We'll talk about some stuff. Who knows?
It's very dangerous when we get together. And we were saying we all have a strict deadline to get off. I've got to go pick up my daughter from school. I dropped her off. It was so rainy today that even I from Seattle was like, I will drive you to the front door or else do. My husband said when he dropped off our son at the bus stop, 2 yard waste bags were just floating down the road, just
Oh my
like little
God.
boats. So
Oh,
it's rough here in Austin today.
I know I
But
have slightly damp pants on at the moment from tromping
oh,
through a really flooded parking lot.
yes. But no, we
yikes.
don't necessarily have anything we're promoting or whatever. But since this will be running probably right at the beginning of the new year, everybody's going to be probably a little exhausted from all the holidaying. And so I think it is a nice tie-in of a couple of your books, though, Spending Holidays with the People I Want to Punch in the Throat.
Yeah.
And we're
Mhm.
going to combine that with a little midlife bites, hormonal mood swings. And so we were thinking there's 12 days of Christmas, but there's 8 nights of Hanukkah. So we're going to average them together and try to do like a top 10 of airing our holiday
10-ish.
grievances. Yeah, we'll see. Might be 9, might be 14. But like kind of like Festivus, where they had the airing of the grievances.
Yes.
So we'll probably be doing them in a very disorganized fashion. I don't know if like who want. I'm gonna actually. I know I am gonna kick one off because
You go first. Yeah.
I'm tying up a drama that's been going on for several episodes. Are the porch pirates who stole my daughter's laptop? Or I don't even
Jeez.
think, as I have told y'all, I think I told y'all, I don't know. I don't even think someone stole the laptop. I think it was a UPS inside deal because we got the thing that like, oh, it has been delivered or whatever at a certain time. And it just happened to be that exact same time we were pulling into our driveway. And so it set off our Ring
Nobody was
cameras
there.
for the front and the backyard. No truck, no anything went by that street. And so either they delivered it to someone else and congratulations on your new computer,
Yeah.
or I don't know what. So this next time around, so this is kind of a rant about that. That just sucks. It was my daughter's Christmas present. Thank goodness it wasn't replacing one like an exploded computer that I needed right away for work or
Right.
anything, because I had to file a police report in order for Costco to refund it. Everybody had to like investigate and do their cases. So it's been like a 2 or 3 week ordeal to finally get the refund from Costco. Not only did they refund it, but they also credited me $100 because there was a special. That's why we ordered it that day through them. They were having a promotion. So I rebought it and then they deducted another $100 off of
That's
it.
nice.
So I was like,
Wow.
so that's why I bought it through Costco. But the other thing about buying it through Costco is that you can have it delivered to the warehouse. Because I was like,
Do
I'm
that
not.
from
I was
now
like,
on.
I'm not doing this again for a computer. I mean, maybe when I'm buying toilet paper and stuff, but for something that's an electronic, especially because the boxes come with that basically "I'm a
Right.
laptop" sticker. That's
Right.
like, oh, this
Yes.
battery is going to explode if you put me on a plane. And so
Yeah.
it's basically to anybody who sees that, it's like, ooh, cha-ching.
Yeah, there's a computer in here.
So if you are ordering something that has to have this battery will explode in this package sticker on it, just have it shipped to Costco.
Well, and thank
or
goodness
to
you
the whatever
ordered
store.
it as early as you did,
Early.
because if
Yeah.
you had done the way I'm doing my Christmas presents this year, which is like right now, as we were recording, it's December night. What is it? The 19th.
Yeah.
But we're doing, I mean, we have most of the things, but I'm still getting some things. So if you had ordered it last minute, you could have been in a world of
Yes.
hurt trying to replace and everything.
Well, luckily, and I just picked it up. I got it. I know when I picked it up at the little locker at Costco, I was like, "Hey!" My husband's like, "Is there a computer in the box?" I was like, "I don't know, but at least we got a box. It's more than we got last time." So,
We're
so that is
halfway
my
there.
complaint number 1. That is my airing of grievance number 1. What about you,
All
Jen?
right.
Do you have any grievances of the holidays?
Oh man. Well, I think I was thinking about that with the porch pirates and stuff. I don't know what it is about my neighborhood, but I'm on that neighborhood app just because I think it's hilarious to watch everybody
is
freak out
hilarious.
Yes.
about nothing. And I just enjoy it. I mean, I write people I want to punch and throat. I have to have like fodder. So I'm always kind of looking at it. And there's always complaints about porch pirates. And I'm like, we've never had that problem. And I swear Amazon and UPS is at my door every damn day. So
Yes.
now half the time you're just going to get a bra. But if you take something from me,
Does that have a battery warning on it?
Yeah, no. Well, I was gonna say, so my daughter wants a PlayStation this year, and my husband, in his infinite wisdom, like everybody has like a different deal going on. Like you can
Yes.
get this game or this, I don't even understand it. So he literally ordered 3 of them because he thought they'd all be gone. And so then he's like, I'm gonna order all 3 and I'll figure out which is the better one for her, and then we'll ship the rest back. They come in boxes that say PlayStation on the outside of them. And I was like, thank goodness I don't live in a neighborhood where people steal packages all the time, because
Yeah.
here you go. Like, I've got 3 of them sitting here on my porch right now.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
he had a hard time returning them
Oh, yeah, I
because he'd
bet.
ordered them online, like from another, it wasn't Costco. I guess we should do Costco. I won't,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
we
This is
won't speak.
brought to you by Costco.
Yeah, I'm like, we won't speak ill of the company that we ordered from, but you just know my husband's a cheap bastard, so you can imagine. And so, of course, their return policy was crap.
Oh,
And
So then is he having
no.
to sell them?
no, we managed to get them returned. So we got them all put away. But my daughter has high anxiety, and so she gave us a very detailed list this year of what she wants for Christmas, and it is stressing her out. And so finally last night I told her, I was like, "You're getting a PlayStation." I am. Is it this one? Is it, I don't know. Just we're done talking about. And so my son is upset. So I think his complaint would be that I've ruined all the surprises, because my kids are teenagers. There's no more surprises anymore.
There
And
That's one of
No.
my complaints of Christmas, is that
yeah,
surprises are over. And
Yes.
I'm trying, like last night, I was like, hey, like maybe if there was something that you didn't really like, it's just not really on your list, but it might be fun. And they're just looking at me like I have 3 heads. They're like, just, we have lists. That's what we want.
Yes.
And they're not mercenary, either one of them. Like, their lists are not long, which is part of the problem. They're like,
right.
I'd really like one of these things. And that's all that's on it. And their dad and I are like, I guess that's
Yeah.
what we're getting. I mean, my
Yeah.
oldest for sure knows exactly what he's getting.
Zoe's been wearing her presents, and my son has been playing his present. It was some new Pokemon game that he had to have at the certain time when his friends got it, or else he was going to
Right.
be way behind or whatever. And
Mhm.
like, well, I'm going to put it back in a box and wrap it on Christmas so you remember that I bought this for you. So
It's
yeah,
crazy.
no
My son just
surprises.
got back. I just heard him. I'm surprised you guys couldn't hear him stomping around upstairs over my head. But he went shopping with my mom because my mom didn't know what to give the kids. And
Oh, yes.
so he was like, I just want you to take me shopping and we'll find something together, which is like,
That's so
now he doesn't even
cute.
need to get my mom a gift, because that's a gift in itself. My mom was like, he's going
Yes.
to hang out with me. I'm like, you'll need to buy lunch, but yeah, like he'll hang out with you. So they would.
That's
so
actually a great idea, because my mom struggles and agonizes over it. It's a big stress for her. Like, what do I get the kids? And one of my children is building his own computer. And so what he wanted was computer parts.
Yep.
And my
Oh
mom's
yeah,
like,
good luck,
I
Grandma.
don't- yeah. So I'm like, I will buy, like, we just bought all the parts. And so like Mark's parents are giving him a part and my parents are giving him a
Yeah.
part and all this. I don't know what it is either. But she doesn't like that. She's like, fine, I will give him one of those parts, but I want something else to give him that I understand what it is. I'm like, good luck. I don't know what any of this shit is.
Right? No,
But-
and cash is king. So they just,
Yes.
because I try. Do you guys keep it even between your
We
kids?
try to.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so not evil. Well, I mean, we tried to explain, because my son is probably at least 3-to-1 the gifts underneath the tree.
Uh-huh.
But I think price wise, I mean, Zoe just got a car and a laptop. I mean, Merry Christmas.
Well, and if I
Merry
was your
Christmas
son,
forever.
right? And if I was your son, I'd be like, I've totaled it up, Mom. I got 3 shirts and
That's basically,
and a
Basically,
DVD
just
player
wait, your
that I
car's
can't
coming.
use, like what happened there? Merry Christmas to me,
all his
Wow.
presents are hoodies.
because that's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the game he got a
4,000
month
hoodies.
ago.
Oh, right, the game too. Yeah, don't forget to add that into your total.
Well,
Well,
you know what
to a car.
No, here's the complexity is now his thing. He's super into Pokemon cards. So of course, we bought him a shit ton of Pokemon cards. So that's covered. But now he's trying to, like, I guess, complete collections. I didn't realize that there are collections, and it's really hard to get certain cards. So instead of buying, hundreds of dollars worth of packs, I was like, I would gladly pay $3 on eBay just to buy that stupid card. So now I've become this eBay Pokemon weirdo and trying to like meet people in parking lots from
Your
there's the
algorithm's
Austin
going to be
Pokemon
all
Exchange.
screwed up, Suzanne.
Oh, I am yeah, no, believe me, my eBay algorithm is all Star Wars, Monster High dolls, and what else?
Oh my
Those are
goodness.
selling, not buying. But anyway,
Okay,
so
I was
yes.
getting ready to ask, like, is that a current
A car
thing?
and Monster High.
No, this is what I'm selling my crap. We're giving you lots of Lego sales, but
Well,
yes, so
someone's
there's
gotta
no
pay for that car.
surprises. There are no surprises
No.
for sure. Okay, now one of my other complaints. Did you guys see the picture that I messaged you
Yes.
of our Christmas tree?
Yes.
We had a fake tree for a very long time. I do remember what happened when we moved here. It was just kind of laying outside with a bunch of boxes and whatever. And then we had a freak Texas rainstorm and it just got all nasty. And we are like, it's time to say goodbye to this Christmas tree. And we're like, I've never had real trees. We're going to do that. And so we bought this like super expensive, giant receptacle for water or whatever so the tree wouldn't fall over when the dogs run into it. And this is our third year of buying these, like they're like $150
They're
to buy
expensive,
a real tree. They're not cheap. And we do the thing where you cut it right away so it's nice and fresh. You put it in there and it soaks up its little bit of water, and then the water level never goes down again. It just slowly dies. So what are we doing wrong?
I don't know. Our last one was firewood so fast.
Oh,
Yes.
it's so, and yeah, so I sent you guys a picture because now, I mean, just the weight of the ornaments, I mean, it's sad. It is so, it's just, it looks like
But it's not
melted
like
wax.
cute sad. It's not like a Charlie Brown sad.
No,
It's like dead tree sad.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
it's the day after Christmas and we just pulled a tree off the side of the road and just pinned it up and then threw a bunch of crap on it. And it looks like it's melting. And it's a fire hazard, I think, at this point because the lights are
don't
on
turn
it.
the lights on.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
it's just so, I don't know. I think I don't want to get a fake tree because I feel like that's bad environmentally, but I guess killing live trees every year is not great
Doesn't
environmentally.
feel good to me though. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, there's no win.
There's
with
no
this,
good
I don't think.
way. But just don't do trees. I had to buy a new tree. I'm allergic to evergreens, so I can't ever have a real tree.
Mhm.
So I always have had fake trees. And then last year I had a fake tree that I've had since before my husband and I got married. I bought it years ago. My mom and dad were coming for Christmas when I lived in New York City, and I made him take me out to Long Island to Target so I could buy a Christmas tree. And so we put this tree up and it has moved across the country with me. We put it up every year. It's kind of a sad little tree, but it was hanging on. But last year when we were putting it away, we tried to put it away. It just was just coming apart in pieces. And so I was like, all right, I think we have to throw it out. But we had to throw it out like under cover of night because my kids were like so attached to it.
Oh,
yes.
That's so
then
sweet.
And then I kind of forgot we threw it out. And so we were like, oh, let's
Uh-huh.
put the tree up. And I used to keep it in a bin, and I opened up the bin and the bin is empty. And I was like,
oh yeah, that's right.
I'm like, I threw that sucker out. And I was gonna
Do
buy
y'all
one
leave
else.
yourself notes? I leave little notes. And like this year, Missy will write next year, Missy, a note, and it'll be in the top of the bin, and it'll be like,
Remember,
such and such decoration is here, or you threw out this. Don't go looking
Oh,
for it.
That's a good idea. No, I have
Oh.
a railing. I have like a long, like open hallway upstairs, and we have a long railing. And I used to hang garland on it, but it's not even. Like you can't say like every 5 slats or whatever you put you loop it. And so I used to leave myself like, I thought at the time when I was drawing it the year before, it seemed like a very clear map of
I
how
love
to
that
do
you
it.
drew this out.
And then the next year when I'd get there, I'd be like, the fuck is this? Like, what was I thinking? And so then I would try to count them, and I'd be like, okay, on the third one, you do this. And you have to make one, like the middle swoop has to be longer so that it all,
Longer.
like lower. So it'll all like, oh gosh. So I haven't done garland in a few years just because of that.
Oh no, I know. And I feel like my kids come back from their friends' houses and they're like, oh, Miss Janine's house looks so pretty. Like, oh, they're so festive. I'm like, ours are kind of festive, but it's just a lot of work. But I was just thinking about
It's
as
a
we're
lot of
talking about
damn work.
artificial trees. My mom, growing up, our tree was one where you had to match the limbs with the holes. Did you ever
Mhm.
have that?
That's
Where
what my old tree was, the one we threw
Oh
out.
my God, no wonder
Mhm.
you threw it out. That was like a whole day because you had to
It's a whole
line up
thing.
all the
It's a
pieces
jigsaw puzzle.
and get them in the holes. And then, of course, some would flop out. Oh, that thing took
Oh.
forever. Now they're just like an umbrella. You just like pull
You
them
just
out
go,
and they go, whoop. Yeah.
Well, that's it. I bought a new one, and I just it's 3 pieces. You just pop it all together,
Yep.
bottom,
Yep.
middle, top, and I was like, that's it. That's it. Now you had to fluff it still,
It's
but
fluff.
and I hate fluffing, but I was like, okay, this is easier, but I don't know. We'll see. I haven't done anything. My mom, like you guys have read Spending the
Oh
Holidays.
yeah, we need
my
to
mom.
like showcase some of your mom's photo. We'll link
Yes.
to some of the photos of your mom's decorations.
Yeah, I need to go do another video this year because I feel like it's even more. In fact, last night we had like family Christmas, like with them,
Yeah.
like because my brother's family will be gone. And so we did that. And my daughter went in like their unfinished area where they keep their Christmas stuff, a lot of it. And she found like 3 more Santas that never got taken out this year. And my mom was like so stressed out. She's like, "How did I forget them?" And I'm like, "I don't know. You only have 500 Santas. How did you miss them?" You know?
Okay.
And so I was like, "Okay, we'll just put them out now." And my mom was like, there's no room for them. There's nowhere for them to go, you know?
Oh
So,
my gosh.
so I
Send
feel
them
like
over
if,
here. We've got
yeah,
deprived children over here that don't have enough decorations.
I
I do a lot,
exactly.
not as much as Jen's mom, but I do a lot. And every year I'm like, I'm not doing this next year. I'm toning it down. And then I get a little carried away. And then I tell myself I'm going to tone it down. I do think it has calmed down, but I was trying to think like when my kids are grown, well, I don't know that I'll do more than throw up a tree. I don't know.
So, okay, let me ask you, do you have kids in college yet, Missy?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
I have a junior and a eighth grader.
And what, Suzanne, you have a high schooler still.
Yeah, we're waiting to hear back for some college applications. Next year will be the
Yep.
first time.
Right. So next year will be the first time too for my oldest to go. And he is the one who's the sentimental one. Like he is the one who cares about this stuff. And I was thinking about, I talk about writing yourself a note. I have to write myself a note this year that by December 1st, I have to get started and I have to go all out next year.
Yeah.
Because when he comes
Yeah.
home for Christmas, like
He's
it'll
gonna
be
want that.
different, you know, like I'm gonna want to have like
Yes.
all that shit.
That's a good
true.
point because my kids do expect it. They
Yeah.
don't make a big deal out of it, but they also are like when it's done, they're like, oh, thank goodness, now it feels like Christmas. And that
Yes.
certain things go in certain places, and if I move them, they're like that's not the right place. You know, I know they pay attention and care.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
and I think too, and then I won't be mad either that he's not helping me. Like this year, he was upstairs playing video games the whole time I was putting up our tree, and I'm down there just, you know? But next year, I'll be like, "Oh, he's away at college. He couldn't possibly help me. It's okay. Mommy will
Yes.
do it."
Mommy will get it all ready for when the baby comes home.
And he'll come home and
Aw.
dump laundry on me and go out the door to see his friends.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, we had our tree that is now dead up for 2 weeks, 3. We got it the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
And
wow.
then we wanted to wait because we put the ornaments on it as a family. But now just trying to get everybody together as a family at any point when we're available to do that and not all too tired or whatever. It wasn't until about like 5 days ago, finally we're like, yay, like let's decorate it. So
and now it's dead.
Yeah.
I know, but now I wonder if I guess we'll leave some ornaments out for her to put up when she gets home.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mine do not help putting the ornaments on. They have opinions about where certain ornaments are,
Yes.
but they don't really help. And I think it's my fault. Like, I think that when they were little and I was so anxious and I was like, oh, no, you can only hang these. And I think I ruined it for them.
Oh,
I
no,
would-
our
I would
tree is
set
not
aside
precious
like
at
unbreakable
all.
ones. And anyway. I
Yeah,
don't know. I think-
that's my mom. Like there's an ornament on my mom's tree that I made when I was 2 years old.
Yes.
And it's made out of like it's supposed to be a bell, but it's made out of like the top of like a Lysol can or something like that. So it's plastic, you know, with like ribbon and I guess like when I made this for her, you know, I wanted to hang it on her tree and she was just like, yeah, that's okay, super. And then like I went down for a nap and she was like, hell no. And she like put it on and she like put it on the back of the tree. And it like traumatized me my whole life. Like I would find this bell like I'm like, why is it on the back of the tree? And my mom's like, oh, it loves it back there. Like it fills up. I have a hole that it just fills so nicely.
Oh my God.
And then finally one day she was like, it just doesn't match. It doesn't go with my tree. And I was like, oh, and so now like we make a big deal that goes in the front because I'm like, see, traumatized me. So someday, Missy, your kids will come back and be like, thanks, Mom. I want to hang all the
I have a whole
the
tree,
glass ones.
like a smaller tree, but a whole tree that is their crap they made in preschool.
Oh my God. So you have 2 trees?
I have
you gotta have 2 trees.
You have 3 trees?
I have 3 trees. Yeah, I have my special woodland tree in my
What's that mean? What's
office.
a special woodland tree?
Is
It
there a
has little
squirrel living
woodland
in it?
creatures on it.
Are
and they're
they
also
dressed
cute.
up or are they just
Some of them
animals?
are. Some of them are. Some of them are just animals. Like I have
Okay.
a guinea pig with a Santa hat,
Sure.
and he's not really
Makes
a woodland creature, but he's a
my
creature.
God.
So
Have these been accumulated over the years or did you buy a collection of ornaments that was called woodland?
Yeah.
No. 1 year I bought a few And I was like, oh, these are cute. And I did something different. I like put them on my mantle or something. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to make this a thing. So I have a little tree and it's all red and white and with little animals. And that's my office. And then the kid tree is in the kitchen.
When you say little, 4 feet tall, what are we talking?
I think it is. Yeah, I bet it's 4 feet. I think it's a 4 foot tree.
That's what I figured. Yeah. I think people who don't understand multiple trees have to understand how big a little tree is. So go on.
Right. Because so then I have the kitchen tree and then our big tree that is all like, it's the things it's pretty ornaments, but it's also like our travel ornaments. Every time we go somewhere, we get an ornament, and it's collected over the years, but it's a little bit prettier than say the kid tree.
Maybe
and then
that's
I have
our problem. We put all
little
the
trees.
ornaments on one dead tree and it just can't hold the weight.
They can't hold them. Yeah, you got to split them up.
You got to, yeah. And you got to they have to have a theme, each tree. It can't just be
for sure.
Just dead wood tree. You can't have that.
Okay, we have to pose this question
because I have a lot of kitchen
community.
and bar ornaments too. So I have 2 smaller ones that are all kitchen and bar themed.
Okay, so you have 5 trees?
So like
5
2
total,
feet tall?
but
5
they're like
2 feet tall.
Yeah, they're probably like 1.5 feet, something like that.
Yeah,
and they're funky little
Where
like
store
or
all
something.
these trees?
Yeah.
Do you have a storage unit?
They're just in the attic and bins.
Yeah, because you guys don't have basements, right?
No, we don't have basements. God, I would love a basement.
Oh,
so Mark and the boys have to get it all out of the attic. It's a whole thing.
But then you have to be careful because what you put up there can't melt. Like you can't have anything. Like you got to be really careful what you put up there, because that's our other thing. Because now my parents have had to move into the attic with their stuff too, and so we have to really when we're packing up at the end of, I just want to throw it all into a bin, and my mom's like, no, that's an attic bin, and those will break or that'll melt or And I'm
well,
like,
yes, because my mom likes to buy these ornaments that are like clay and personalized. So it'll be like the whole family. Oh, well, it's so funny because my son gets really mad because of course there's a whole collection that he's out of where it's always like it's like the parents and Zoe and a dog and a cat and like, where am I? Like, sorry.
Yeah, or my oldest has a baby's first Christmas ornament. And there's not one for second babies.
Okay, that's what I was going to tell you, Missy. Yeah. So my son, he's the oldest. He's 2 years older. And by the time I had my daughter, I mean, God, I was tired already. And so we kind of forgot. Right. And even my mom, my mom is normally really good at that. She's the one who buys the ornaments. And it was a few years ago, we were putting all the ornaments up and my daughter's like, where's my first Christmas one? And I was like, yeah, where is that? I was like, oh, I must have put it away somewhere special. I'm like, I'll find it. I went to the freaking mall and bought another one. And the guy's like, do you want this year on it? I'm like, no, it needs to say 2006. Nope.
That's what I need to do because my oldest has this gorgeous one that's like, it's silver engraved, like gorgeous, that someone gave us when he was born. Well, that same person did not give us one when the second was born. So I need to go to that store. I can still go and have them just engrave it with 2009.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That could be a whole business
look what
plan.
I found. You know me, I put things away and lose them. Here.
Oh gosh, I just found it.
Baby's first Christmas.
And then we
16.
didn't have one from the first year that it was the 4 of us. So I also needed like a 4 2006 as well. We'd had like a nice little 3 one, but we didn't have any 4. So I was like, and I need 4 people like in a bus or something, whatever you got.
Just take it to the mall and be like, can you shove one more kid on here?
Right?
You could just glue another kid on somehow.
Right. Just paint another face in the background. Just,
Oh my God. Well, apparently, okay, I need to really up my tree game. I think we are going to maybe move to fake because you are a certified plant, whatever. What do you use it, Missy?
A master gardener.
Master gardener.
Yes.
So
but we're all allergic to the last time we had a real tree in here. I used to do my kitchen tree that was all my kid funky stuff. I used to do a real one and fun colored lights and all the kids stuff, but we all nearly died. And I ended up with a sinus infection. Like, it's just gross. So I don't put anything real in the house anymore, which is,
maybe
I
that's
hate
why
it.
Chris has been sneezing his head off lately. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, we were all miserable. I
is
put a
that
real wreath on the
normal?
front door.
Is that normal for it not to take water in anymore? I mean, we have cut it off from its life source, so that seems.
Well, I think it's a lot of the times they've been cut down quite a while. Like, God knows when they cut that
they're
thing
half
down.
dead when you get them.
That's true. Well, I mean, they cut like the bottom 2 inches off and be like, oh, this will freshen her up. But it's probably all the tubes are way dried up even above that. Oh, so if you're not like cutting it out of the field, you're out of luck.
You need to go to the Christmas tree farm and chop your own down like the Griswolds.
Haul it out.
Dang it. Okay. Does that's gonna be my next thing I put up on the eBay is my fancy schmancy tree holder.
I have a couple of those too I need to get rid of.
Okay. Do you have any specific complaints, or else I'm going to keep complaining? I've got a list.
Well,
Keep
I
going.
complained about this to you the other day that we have to make the Christmas magic while just doing the regular life crap at the same time. And I feel like that is unfair. And I
Yes.
keep saying that the fact that Christmas comes at the same time as the end of the fiscal year for a lot of people, like my husband
Yes.
is in a sales job. And
Yep.
so it's the end of the quarter, the last quarter of the year, and they're trying to close everything. And I just think every business has something like that going on. And I think this was all invented by a man who had a wife and an assistant who did everything for him. And he never once thought that you have to make all the Christmas magic at the same time you're doing like all the work magic and all the life magic. And it's too much.
I have a plan. This ties into my rant because it all happens at the same time. And here's the deal. Religious scholars all agree that Jesus was actually like born in April. Like
Right.
it was
right.
The only reason that we do it on December 25th is because some Emperor Constantine was mad at a bunch of pagans and wanted to take away from their holidays. So if we are truly celebrating the birth of Jesus for Christmas, it should be in April. And that would, I really just think, be so much better.
Isn't
But
that
that's when we celebrate his
resurrection?
Well, that's okay. Let's just
I love how you're like, we celebrate his crucifixion. I'm like, his resurrection. I think we celebrate the resurrection part. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right. That's true. That's
two for one it. I mean, it's like all the babies that were born on Christmas who get 2 for 1. It's Jesus's turn to take a
Priester. We're gonna have Priester.
It's the
Okay.
or we just split it up. If we still need to do it in December, I think like certain last names A through H get like December 1st through 10th. And then I through P gets the 11th
So like
through
that's
20th.
when you give them their gift?
That's just when you do your shit. Like that is when you go travel to be with your family. That is when you go, because like plane tickets are $1 gazillion. If I look at the plane tickets, you know how you can do on Expedia, like, oh, my dates are flexible or whatever. And if you do that, any dates, you know, the like plane tickets are like $600. You go a week beyond, it's like, oh, 89. Like, it's just like,
yeah.
I just think we should just switch it out. No one's doing anything in January. Like,
right?
let's
February.
I also hate that like Thanksgiving we just had Thanksgiving.
Yes. Right. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that we should, if we're going to be arbitrary with the birth of Christ and when we are celebrating,
right.
It's somewhere. It's definitely not December 25th. Nobody knows for sure. It's sometime in the spring. So let's just pick a new date. And
that'll ruin spring break, though. I don't know.
Yeah, because I do feel like we do still need a winter break,
right?
A little midway break in school. Like
you just like winter solstice. What is it? Yuletide?
Well, that's the whole problem Constantine had about the pagan celebration being too fun and taken away from all the churchy things. So maybe we could just divvy it up.
So let's just dingy. Like we could have had that and Christmas.
I know. Okay, so I think maybe we split it up either alphabetically by names or pagan versus non-pagan. Like, all the pagans get January and February. How's that?
Although I just read an article yesterday that this year Christmas is on a Sunday and churches are like struggling because a lot of them don't really want to be there. Like they don't want, and it's sort of like, well, whose holiday is this? I'm confused. Do you not want to go to church? And even like yesterday, I went to church with my parents and they said, show of hands, like who's planning to be here on Sunday? And my mom was like,
so now why wouldn't I thought that was the one day a year people did go,
right?
Christmas
but
Eve.
Not on Christmas Eve. They'll go like if it's the 21st of December, but not Christmas Day. That they have traditions in that morning that they do.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get.
I thought that would be the ultimate
jammies
2 for 1, where
right?
you like get your church check mark and you.
Yeah. No, they're having
but
trouble.
You don't want to go
year.
in the morning on Christmas morning.
Oh no! I thought maybe they were struggling because they want the twofer, where they get all the tithing on the 21st and on the 25th. Like,
no.
Well, they probably are struggling a little bit with that. That's a good point because
yes,
you get a little double up.
Their fiscal year is not going to look so good.
Yeah.
their end of the year is going to be a little light.
I've
Oh,
always hated going to church on like what is traditionally the big church days. I don't like to go on Christmas or Easter. It's crowded and it's like a fashion show and everyone's got to be dressed just so. And I don't care for that.
we always
Now I
had to
don't
do the
really
midnight
go at all anyway,
mass.
but
Ooh, I
yeah.
can't stay awake for that.
No, well, we got bribed with presents. So we would eat our like Christmas Eve dinner, and then we would have to watch Lawrence Welk with my grandma. Yeah, if you can stay awake through that. And
No
then
kidding.
we would open some presents, but that would like keep us busy until the midnight. And then, oh no, but I don't think I ever stayed awake through a single one. What a mean thing to do to parents. And once again,
Oh.
born in April. So I
Right.
don't think like
Yeah.
the
I remember my
symbolism of
Nana
the
would go
Christmas.
like she'd sing in the choir at the midnight mass.
Oh, wow.
Or like
Oh.
it would start like 11 something, but none of us would go with her. Sometimes one of her children might go with
Oh.
her, but they would put all the kids to bed. And what's one of my like abiding memories of Christmas? I know we're talking about things we don't like, but one of my things I loved was that I can remember like kind of being half awake, waiting for her to come home. And I
Oh.
could hear the door at her house and I'd know that church was done and Nana was home. And it's just one of those sweet
Santa's
little Christmas
next.
memories. Right. Yeah. And in the morning, presents.
Don't lock the door, Grandma.
Okay,
Okay.
I have a gripe. I have something.
Yes.
All right.
So normally, in the past, my gripe has been about the elf on the shelf, of course. Like
Of
I've
course.
always hated that little guy. However, this year I'm kind of on the elf side. So we've gone like really far where, some people just keep tagging me in this like TikTok this week where the dad, he was helping and he put the elf on the chandelier, but it melted because they turned the light off.
Face melted?
So it like melted his face off. So there's, the dads are trying. Good for them. Thank you. But god damn, it's a brain, sir. Use it. But anywho, it's a plastic doll that you're putting on a hot light. But my husband showed me an article this week about that, like, so now the next generation of moms and dads who have like, little kids, they don't like the elf because it upsets their children to know that it's constantly watching them. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
Like,
what do you think TikTok is doing, kid?
Right. You should not be worried about the elf. You should be
I'm like,
worried
you
about
just shouldn't
China.
like the elf because he's stupid, not because.
Right.
But yeah,
You
so
know,
I was like,
I
I can't
think-
believe I'm the elf side now.
I
Yeah.
know. And I don't know. Are their children really worried about that? Or have they decided their children should be worried about that? Like
I think that's more what it is.
I
that
think
it's,
when you're little, you feel like all your dolls are watching you, though. Or was that just
Santa's-
me? I
well, and
watched too many
Santa's
soap operas.
watching you. I mean, think about it. We have
Yeah.
traumatized. I mean, like my kids, I have a picture of my son as a newborn, like on the lap of a 6-foot tall bunny rabbit,
Yes.
and he's
Yes.
just like, and he found the picture one day and he's like, what the? It's like, what is this? And I'm like, it's Easter. You went to see the Easter bunny and we took your picture. And he's like, did we ever go back? I'm like, no, because I was
No.
terrified.
Yes. That guy just
know.
got out of prison.
Well, and I think
And-
we're already putting our kids in these, we already do all this. Where are we going to draw the line? I mean, it's Christmas magic. Make the magic.
Yes. No, you can stand 5 feet away from the bunny. That is fine.
Yeah, we've never done the bunny here because the bunny creeps me out. So we just kind of did. I mean, we talked about like there's an Easter bunny, but they always knew that trigger warning or whatever you want to call content warning. Like if you have kids, there is no Easter bunny.
Yeah, we do need to do a trigger warning for that one.
At this
Yeah.
beginning of this whole
Turn-
episode.
Yeah, wear your headphones, moms.
Yeah.
But I have really enjoyed the elf this year because my son is in charge of it and he's very creative and he's having a lot of fun with it. This is his first
Yeah.
year knowing. We sent him to middle school, I think, barely knowing. And so we stretched it out pretty far until it got to the point where like he's gonna get beat up. So
He's in the gifted program.
We never did like our elf never made messes or did
Mm-mm.
anything crazy.
no, it just showed
Like,
up
he
weird
just
places.
moved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I told
That's
the
hard
kids
enough.
once they knew, I'm like, that elf is never not going to come. It's just part of our Christmas routine. He like brings something to that, like their advent calendar or whatever to kick it off. And I'm like, he's definitely going to come. Like this year, he was a little late and he left a note that said he's probably not going to do much moving. He's old.
Tired.
Oh,
He's just going
no.
to chill. So he moves every few days. I'm like, y'all can move him and hide him for each other. I don't care.
I
Like,
don't care.
I'm not doing it every night.
I have
No.
I think I have about 8 or 9 elves at this point because people just keep sending them to me.
Oh,
And I
geez.
line them up on my mantle in my living room where my good tree is. So they get to look at the good tree. And
Yeah.
and it wasn't until probably about a month ago or so that my daughter had a friend over and he was like, no, it was not a month ago because a month ago it still would have made sense to have elves up. I think it was like September probably. And he was like, why are there elves on your mantle? And we realized we'd never put them away last year
Oh,
and
no.
nobody noticed. Like they just sat there all year.
You're like, hey, these elves pay the bill. Mama got
Right.
viral off of these elves.
That's
and,
right.
And
they
now,
have a
and at
place
that
of
point, I'm like, and we're
respect.
so close to Christmas. It's almost time for them to come out. Like, they
Yeah,
can
there's no
just
point in putting him away now.
Oh, at least once a year, I have an ornament that lives on my desk all year, and I get really excited and like, oh, finally it's time to put it back up on the tree because it got left out last year. But we did
Yes.
lose the elf this year. I've got the box in here that I always keep in my underwear drawer because kids probably be
Don't go
traumatized to
there.
go in the
Yeah.
underwear drawer. And so I brought the box downstairs and I opened it up and it was empty. I was like, oh, shoot, we lost the elf. And Daisy's already gotten the elf once. And as I sent y'all a picture, she got one of my Christmas pillows. So pets are going to be a whole nother rant. But yes, so the elf, it's fun now. It's fun now that it's not a stress for me and that it's almost the fun for me being like, where is he going to be today? Like,
Yeah.
what did my son
You're
do
the
with
kid
him?
now.
I'm the kid now. It's all coming around. And apparently my son put something in my stocking.
Oh, that's
I
cute.
think it might be a Pokemon card.
If you don't
Hope
want
you can
that, I'd be
muster up
happy
some
to-
excitement for that when you open it.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. What else, Missy? Do you have any other gripes?
Sorry, I'm still coughing. That's a gripe, but it's not about the holiday. Yeah, I think this is sort of serious actually, but guilt. Like there's so much guilt at the holidays and I just am over it. So who do you see and when do you see them? Did you buy that versus bake it? Did you bake a bunch of banana bread or did you buy a bunch of banana bread? You know, are you getting that person a gift or are you not getting them a gift? And I just think at some point you have to do what works for you and be okay with it. And I'm not all the way there yet. I'm not saying I've got this figured out. Like I have a lot of guilt over we need to see these people or we need to go to this thing or there's a lot of needs and shoulds in my holidays. And I'm kind of team do at least one thing for yourself and make yourself happy during this. Make one decision, whatever it is, that you're not going to do a thing or you are going to do a thing, whatever it is that makes you happy and feel good. Just do that because there's a lot of pressure.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But especially the where to travel to or whatever.
Right.
And it's not even that I'm feeling the pressure from people to do it. It's just I would love to have Christmas there. I would love to have Christmas there. I would love to have Christmas there. There's like, yeah. So it's hard.
Yeah. And there's only so much you can do. And like our kids have commitments and things. And I can't be in all the places and do all the things that I would love to do.
Yes. Where are you going this year, Jen?
We always stay here, almost always. I guess a couple years ago we went to my husband's family lives in New York City.
Yeah.
So speaking of airfare, that's outrageous. And so, you can't really go at Christmas. It's not a great time for 4 of us to travel. And so we're always sort of trying to get his mom to come here. We're like, 1 versus 4. And then we have to get a hotel and you could stay with us. And, so, but all my family lives here, but it's still hard to figure out because we're all adults and then we have our own kids and my kids are older. And so we used to always get together on Christmas Eve at my aunt's and it's a really fun night. Cousins come, everybody comes, we play a game that my uncle makes up. Like it's super fun. And this year, my poor aunt has just been tearing her hair out. Some of the families could we just make a brunch this year instead of, we have an early flight in the morning. And then, and then I'm like, my kids work on the morning of Christmas Eve.
Oh my God.
I'm like, but if we made it late again, I'm like, and so I finally guilted my kids. I was like, can you guys just ask for the whole day off so that my aunt can just make up, and then we can just work with her. And so they asked for the whole day off and then she still went with night,
Oh, of course.
But she's my mom's sister and the two of them are I wonder what Christmas will be like when they're gone. I don't know what it's, I look at my cousins and we're just kind of are we going to be like this? Is this going to be us? Yeah. Exactly. Who is going to host 30 people for dinner, at
Oh
her
my
house.
gosh.
And
but it sounds so fun.
It does
it's
sound
super
so fun.
And I think we will do it because we had fun, like when we were younger. And so we want like
Yeah.
the younger kids to do it, and my kids, like the last 2 years, that's been our gripe is COVID, that it's just been so hard.
Yes.
And even now, half of them have COVID right now. And so we're all kind of on pins and needles where we're just sort of like, well, whoever's healthy on Christmas Eve,
I'm so
Yeah.
nervous. The kids have actually been
I know,
wearing
knock on
masks
wood.
at school the past couple of weeks. I've been wearing it back at the grocery stores and stuff because I'm like,
Me
we
too.
got one trip coming up. Come on, we don't want to go get Uncle Mikey and his whole family sick.
Where are you guys gonna
or not
go?
get to go. We're going. My brother lives in the DC area, so we're gonna
Okay.
go there. We're gonna go see the White House Christmas tree and
Yeah.
all
Ooh,
kinds of fun
pretty.
stuff. Yes, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But I told him, I was like, the kids are going to revolt if there is no snow. And he said they have kept track, not he, but someone there has kept track since the mid 1800s. And there's been 7 white Christmases in
Oh,
their
dear.
area since then. He
Because
said,
it
so,
really
yeah,
is not, it doesn't get as much snow there.
no, but it's going to be really cold, which might be enough. The kids might get excited about that.
Yeah.
So, yes. But okay, we've got 8 minutes left.
8 minutes.
Can I complain about my dogs?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna air a grievance about Daisy.
Yeah.
Because literally as I was going down to get my computer to record, one of my Christmas pillows, which I've been like pulling buttons out of her mouth because she like the little decor on there, she'll like and snap them out, choky. So I've got a collection of buttons that are on the kitchen counter, and now the entire pillow has been disemboweled and it is all over. And I had to send a picture of it to my husband and say, I'll pick this up after I'm done recording. So it's probably still down there. And yeah, and Daisy, I'm like, Daisy, did you do this? And she's just like, nope.
It's hanging out of her string hanging out. Yeah.
So we already, and that was one of the reasons we went with the real tree, is because back when we had cats, they would eat the fake tree and it would upset their tummy.
I guess, yeah.
And so that was a back and forth with the vet of like, the cats are going to eat something. Is it better to eat the real or to eat the fake? And I guess it all depends. But my vet said it's actually better to eat the real.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
but
I would assume better than plastic, right?
Right. I'd rather eat grass than turf,
although we can't, oh no, maybe, oh God.
I think I'll be able to get through it faster, but
Maybe I'm lying. Oh, no, what? I think I'm lying. I think the artificial was better.
Oh, really?
Because they're more bendy.
Oh, no, they don't poke you so hard.
Yeah, they don't poke you as much. Okay, so someone go Google it. It's one of them is better.
What do you Google? Which tree is best for cats to eat?
But I think that's why we waited until our 21-year-old cats croaked to start doing real trees. And we were like, oh, we're doing it for the cats. But no, it was just, I don't know. So the dogs kind of leave it alone. I was really relieved that I don't think Bear has taken a piss on it yet, because that's also the thing, especially with a male dog bringing a tree inside. It's like, that's just where they go. So
ours don't seem to think of it as a tree. I don't know. They don't do anything.
He peed on one of my fake plants inside once. So, I mean, yeah. And Daisy's been ripping the tree skirt off and running around like it's Dracula's cape. And then the presents are under there. I'm so far so good, I think, that none of them have been ripped open. But I mean, just
when I was a kid, we had a dog eat my mom who put like a little bag of gummy bears on top of a present.
Oh no!
Then didn't even think about it, and we didn't have the dog. Like, she didn't get into stuff really. But then we'd all gone out for the evening, and we came home, and the dog came to greet us. And she's a poodle, and she had fluffy ears, and there were gummy bears in her ears.
Oh no!
We were like, did you have a treat while we were gone? She's like, I don't know. Why do you ask?
That sounds like something where there'd be a lot of outdoor time after that.
I don't remember that.
Tummy upsetting.
I was a kid. So
I was gonna say it was your mom's problem, not yours.
Yeah. I'll have to ask her if she remembers what happened after the gummy bear incident. I don't know.
Probably up all night. But we don't have the cats that climb the trees anymore. That was always kind of my favorite. And we have a collection of bells that we still leave in the trees, and that would always alert us when the cat was shaking the tree, and we still keep them in there. But I'm glad I don't have that, but I also miss it. It was kind of fun to walk into a room and just see Cat.
David.
Cat at the top of the tree.
Have you all seen on social media the dog that I think there's more than one that does it, but there's one and he like creeps around the Christmas tree and it has a name.
I haven't.
I will look it up and we can post it in the show notes. It's like called trancing or it has a funky name, but it's a thing dogs do. And I've never had a dog do it, but they walk really slowly around the tree and just let like the bottom branches kind of brush their backs. But when I say slowly, it's like you almost can't see them moving at times.
What?
And, yeah.
I've
and this
seen them do it
dog
outside, but they do it to the trees in the house
did the
too.
Christmas tree.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
And there's one
gosh.
that it pops up. It's popped up in my social media for like 3 years, probably the same dog. I can't think of his name.
I need
either.
to watch. Oh no, Bear will
Yeah.
go run, like he will scratch his back on entire shrubs when we're walking. He'll have like entire
Yeah.
hedges where he'll just drag himself.
One of our
through
dogs
it.
sticks her face in hedges, like as we
Oh,
walk
yeah.
by, like she'll stick her, but she's never done it to the Christmas tree. I don't know.
At least when you're watching.
Right, that we know of. We know of. Yeah, they act like they don't even, to them, I guess it's just a piece of furniture. I don't know. They don't act any different about the tree.
Yes.
That's where it's good to have a dog with like high anxiety who's afraid of everything because he's just afraid of it. He just won't go near it.
Oh.
He gets like 5 feet, tucks his tail, and then just.
What?
We're not, and normally we're like, be brave, go up there. Now we're just like, yeah, stay the fuck away.
Yeah,
that is very
it's
scary.
bad. Don't go near that.
It will hurt you. It is
Yeah.
very sharp.
Super dangerous.
Yeah, I'm like no amount of Prozac will make him get close. So.
Oh my God, my doggy's on the anti-anxiety drugs too.
I have a friend who gives their CBD.
We tried that. It wasn't good
It-
enough.
Yeah, it wasn't enough.
do
He
it?
needed the real pharmaceuticals.
Uh,
And even that, is your dog, is he still anxious or she?
yeah,
Suzanne?
he's a German Shepherd, which I guess is high. They're prone to high
Mhm.
anxiety stuff, and it's helped a lot. I think he just always looked. You could just tell looking at him. He always looked nervous, and now he's just kind of
yeah.
like he's still nuts, but it has not improved his behavior at all. But I just think he's happier in his own existence,
There you go.
which is why I take it too.
Right. Same.
It
Takes
does
the
not
edge off.
improve my behavior.
But now I'm not so angry, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Except for that we just dedicated an entire hour to complaining about the holidays.
Well, I think you have to if I'm your guest. I mean, we're never going to do rainbows and unicorns about the holidays,
Oh, well, no. I mean, if we're talking people who I want to punch in the throat, yeah, it has to have a little edge to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I wish we could do, and maybe we'll just do it in our Facebook group, is because I will think of things as I go through the next week. I'll be like,
Mhm.
damn it, this part is BS as well. So maybe in our Facebook group we can just be like, things
Start.
we want to punch about the holidays.
Yes, we're airing our grievances.
Mhm. Mhm.
The
That's-
soundtrack, there's only like 10 songs. And
Yes.
no matter where you go, they're always playing one of them. And my son works in a grocery store, and we went to my mom's, and she always has Christmas carols on, but she has like, I don't know, she has like hymns and all kinds. Like she has
Yeah.
100 songs on her playlist, right?
Yeah.
But he walked in, he's like, can we not? He's like, I listen to this 8 hours a day.
Oh.
He's like, I'm so sick of Christmas music. And I'm
you
like,
can only do Mariah Carey so long. There's so
Well,
many
I'm
times.
so addicted to Taylor Swift's new album that I've been alternating between that. So I'm like, you
Yeah.
can either have the Christmas or you can have Tay Tay. I'm like, that's what you get.
that's it. That's all
Those are
we
your
get in
two
this house.
options for the rest of the month.
Midnights or midnight mass. You get one.
There you go. Ooh, that's a good title for the episode, Missy. Oh my goodness. Okay, we are exactly on the
Yes,
hour.
it is noon.
Everybody must go retrieve their children and feed the swimmers or whatever we do.
Yes,
But
do all the things.
yes. Oh my gosh, this has been so much fun. And I really could. I
Yes.
mean, and we have. We've had
Yes.
times when we weren't even recording. This is the time that you were sick, Missy, and Jen and I just kind of got on. We were, we were like an hour and a half. So
Easily.
I am
easily.
proud of us for sticking to our times.
Yeah, yes.
And it's so
And we'll
nice
see you
to
next year.
kick off the year with you again.
Well, thanks for
Yeah.
having me. I always love coming on and chatting with you ladies.
Yes.
I wish we lived closer so we could do it in real life over coffee or
I
something.
know. I
Yeah,
know.
We'll just have to
but
make a trip one day.
I know. We should.
We
Oh,
should.
Well, it was so good catching up and seeing you and grievancing with you. And so
Yes. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you
right.
all.
See you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for the Mom and ... podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show, and if you know someone else who could benefit from the episode, please be sure and share it with them. And while we're begging, please subscribe and rate us wherever it is you listen to podcasts. You can find links to all the things we discussed today in our show notes or over at our website, momandpodcast.com, with the A-N-D spelled out. In between shows, find us over at the socials, including our private Mom and Community Facebook group. The links to that group and all of our socials can be found at momandpodcast.com. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you more than you know. Now go out there and make your ellipses count.